Hello and welcome back to the Vortex Experience. I'm your host, Claudia Compton. I'm so excited to be here today for part 3 of So Now I'm Going Through a Breakup, Now What? This is part 3 of the part 3 series around what to do, how to release relationships, how to rebuild and how to re-experience. So if you haven't listened to the first part and second part, I would really suggest you to listen to those because those are the foundational pillars and building blocks that we need to listen to re-experience, which is our third part for today. So I've got a lot of amazing feedback from these podcasts and I'm so glad that you are listening and you're loving. So please, if you can, reach out, share with me your takeaways, your ahas, what you'd like to hear on the podcast and how I can best support you, because I've gone through a few breakups and more specifically went through a breakup at the beginning of this year, and this is like my own little kind of framework and my own spin on how to get through breakups and actually end out on top, not from a revenge standpoint, but from a self-love, self-respect and devotional standpoint to your own life. We went through part 1, which is the release phase, and then part 2, which was the rebuild phase. We're now into part 3, which is the re-experience phase, okay? So part 1, we went through, the grief, the stages of grief, and just building those basic habits again. And then part 2, we went through leveraging that experience to create a new reality, things you can do for yourself to actually alchemize and move through the motions of like the rebuild phase. But now we're in the re-experience phase, what we want to do in this re-experience phase, we've already gone to the places of, maybe where you went to the shopping center and the shoe store, and that's so random, the shoe store, or like, the cafes or the beaches, like that will be a level of re-experiencing. But what I want you to really focus on, and what we will focus on in this phase, is re-experiencing life through the lens of a different perspective, okay? So I remember going to specific places where I were with my former partner, and for the first half of those experiences, like for the first 1 to 3 months, it was really weird. I'm going to be honest. I was like, this is so weird. It feels like I'm missing something. And I was missing that companion to be with me on that experience. And it really felt weird. I'm going to be honest. Like, don't expect yourself to feel completely fine in familiar environments without that person, especially if you live together and especially if you were together for a really long time. It makes sense if you look into the the neurological aspects of what happens when you do go through breakups. It's insane. A podcast that I love listening to was Do You Fucking Mind by Alexis Fernandez. She has really great podcast episodes and she does a lot of brain facts and things like that. And that's something that really helped me looking into her podcast breakups. They're very well educated, and like she goes into the depths of the science of what happens with the brain, because one thing that I know for sure is if I feel more equipped and I feel ready to go with the information, I feel like I can tackle the obstacle or the challenge or the opportunity, whatever you want to face it in, with much more confidence and much more intentionality rather than being, a reactive hot mess and going all around the fucking place. Okay. So I educated myself on what actually happens when you do go through breakups and how that actually shifts your nervous system, how you're actually, how your body is wired to be together. It's really fucking interesting. So I'd really look at it, but we've already gone through that phase. We've already gone through the release phase. You've already gone through the denial, the anger, the hurt, sad, the grief, the acceptance. Maybe you're about to pop out in the acceptance bubble, all new layers of it, and you've already gone through the rebuild. So what we want to focus on is now the re-experience. So now going back to the time when, you went to that cafe and he wasn't there or whatever it may be, I want you to look at your perspective on it, okay? It's okay to feel let down. It's okay to feel like, oh, damn, I wish he was here. Like, of course you do. Like, you love this person. I think the best thing you can look at is be very open with yourself and be like, okay, great, I really miss this companion, but it doesn't mean I actually miss the relationship. It's more of a companionship, less of an actual person thing. Like, it's the companion that you're missing. It's not the actual relationship, because there was a reason why it closed. Let's be honest, like, it sounds savage, but it's fucking true. So what we want to do is really shift our perspective around it being a win than a loss. And something that I did this breakup that I have not done before any other breakups is actually every single time I thought badly, I thought about something positive, okay? And this is not like a toxic positivity bypass. I was simply just training my brain to look at things in a different perspective because I was so over being in my doom and gloom little shitty fucking sad bitch all the time. I wanted to feel better, and like this was the only way I was going to feel better, by training my mind to look at things in a different way. So when I say re-experiencing life, what we do is we go and do things that we were going to do, but with the new lens that we're doing it in, okay? So what we want to look at is the epiphanies that you have, the moments of clarity, the shifts in your perspective, the final relief. Like I was talking with a friend today, and she's been going through a pretty recent breakup, and she said to me, it's so wild how you get through a day and you don't think of them. That's a level of re-experience. And if you're not there yet, then don't judge yourself, don't guilt yourself, don't shame yourself. Like it's just pure opportunity for you to look into how you can have that for yourself. Remember, healing and growth is not linear, like being open to the ebbs and flows, because even still now I get a little bit emotional. Like, do I cry all the time about it? No. But have I shed a few tears in the last 7 days about it? Yeah, it's a thing that was a big part of my life. Like that relationship was a big part of who I was, right? And then it really goes into the identity, because when you're re-experiencing life, you're re-experiencing life through the lens of you being your own you, not you and this person, not this person and you, not you in the relationship, or not the relationship and you. You are experiencing life through you. I'll never forget, and I'm pretty sure I shared it in one of the episodes earlier before. My friend said to me, Claudia, why are you so sad about being single? This could be the last time you're ever single in your whole life. Girl. And that really put me on my ass, if I'm going to be honest. I was like, wow. And that was in 2023. And you bet your ass, in 2023, I lived my best single life. It does not mean I was not sleeping with people. I was not drinking, doing like anything like that, right? I was purely and simply just living life for me. I was experiencing life for the first time for myself, and like I am now too. Like I am so convicted and confident and self-assured and competent in like who I am and where I'm going. It may not be completely clear the level and the direction of what I'm going and what I'm doing, but it is a lot clearer than what it was, right? And that's all we got to look at. We got to look at the 1%ers when you're in the re-experiencing phase. So don't get down on yourself whenever you're walking through the shopping center and you think of them because of the clothes that this person next to you was wearing. Like allow that to come up, love on that part, and think of it in a new positive way, because what that's doing, it's actually allowing you to create a new identity outside the relationship. Because oftentimes, well, I don't know about you, but oftentimes like when I have been in relationships in the past, I've actually become quite unconsciously codependent because I have ended up living with them. And when I love someone, I want to spend time with them all the time. And since, we had moments of where we were traveling alone, like it definitely got to a quote unquote codependent state. And it was healthy to an extent. But then I would notice that I would be super anxious when I wasn't with him, which was really weird for me because I've never experienced that much to an extent. So when I would start to feel like quote unquote anxious or whatever outside of the relationship when I was solo, it was just buffering and creating a new identity for me to actually learn about myself in a new way. So this is where we really get to open up and learn more about who we are, okay? The re-experiencing life is like being in the same environment, but being a completely different fucking person. Like I still live in the same house that we moved into, and I am a completely different woman. And I can't even remember the specifics of her, but I can to a level. And it's so satisfying when you get to a point in your breakup journey and through your self-love and self-discovery and respect and devotion to self, that you just get to look back and go, fuck, I'm so proud of myself for the way that I held myself. And I said that to one of my besties the other day who's going through a breakup, and I said to her, babe, do not worry about any other thing that person's doing. Don't give a fuck. Don't just block them, delete them, do what you need, okay? Like I would really suggest you doing that, by the way. Like the best thing I did was delete all the photos, and we were blocked for a certain amount of time, and I deleted the number. It was the best thing I ever did. Some of my other friends went through a breakup very similar time as me, and they didn't have that because they had other things that they had to sort out with their ex. But I definitely quote unquote went through grief faster. If you want to fucking, if we want to quantify it, I definitely went through it quote unquote faster. There was still obviously emotions there, but like I wasn't stuck in the beginning stages of grief because I wasn't constantly opening the Band-Aid again with like texting them and stuff. And if you have a problem with like going back and forth and texting them, what I would really suggest you doing is like actually looking at why you like to do that. Like, why do you like to fuck yourself over? Because like, yes, there's a time and place, and I'm so grateful for what I did with my former partner, but like, there was elements of me self-sabotaging and like making a really big mess for myself to clean up. And it's so much easier to clean up a mess when it's only you to clean up. Like, you don't have to depend on someone else, and you are able to really expand and grow faster because of that self-assurance. And then the thing that I said to my friend recently was, babe, if you can do anything, please just give yourself the perspective, gift yourself this perspective, right? That helped me so much. I said to her, babe, if you don't do anything, please do this. And she said, what is it? I said, make yourself so fucking proud, show up with integrity, congruency, honesty, transparency, love for yourself and for that person. Do not quiver, do not drop, do not get angry, do not get even, do not get revenge. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Don't do that, because it's not going to make you proud long term. It's not going to make you think, fuck, I'm so proud of myself for how I held. I got myself off the fucking ground in the shower. I fucking showed up for my business. I fucking ran events. I fucking did the thing. I supported people going through this. Like, no one can take that level of conviction and certainty and power and authenticity and that level of just truth just unlocks in your body, because no one can take that fucking power away from you at all. Like, you can take anything and everything away, but that self-assurance that I have built through the last phase of the re-experiencing and allowing myself to learn, grow and evolve, no one can take that away from me. And it's something that people see and feel and experience when they're near me now. I'm so much more straight up. I'm so much more direct. I'm so much more unapologetic. I'm so much more convicted and confident in myself. And I would never thought I could be like this. And I'm fucking so proud of myself. And I really want you to have that, because I literally was finishing Muay Thai the other day and I realized, I'm like, wow, I'm actually so proud of myself. Like, I am so proud of myself, because if I didn't show up and I, went out and partied and like slept around and like, went back and forth with a person and, maybe did a bit of a revengey vibe, which I have done in the past. Like, I'm not fucking perfect. Okay. I've got experience in that world, and I chose differently. You can too. What we get to do is we get to pick our experience. We get to choose our reality. And like, what reality do you want? Do you want to wind up 6 months time feeling unsatisfied, not really moved on from the relationship, not proud of your progress and feeling a bit fucked? Or do you want to feel powerful, self-assured, like you can't be fucked with, like you know your standards, you know your worth, you know exactly what you stand for, you know exactly what you bring? Because the thing with standards are, I now know what I bring to the fucking table, and no one can tell me otherwise, because I have done the work to get to where I am. And I'm proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself. And you deserve to feel that as well. And that is what the re-experience phase is about. It does start to introduce into the rebuild phase, because you start to learn about who you are and all those things. But the re-experience phase, if you hold yourself through the release phase and the rebuild phase, and then love on yourself while you evolve through re-experiencing life, and you see life in a different way, and you see it as opportunities rather than obstacles, and you see it as like amazing ahas and epiphanies and learnings, and you see it as play and fun and pleasure, no one can take the experience that you had from you. And it's the most liberating thing I have ever been through. That breakup was one of the best things I've ever been through. And I really want you to know that. I want you to know that there is so much, what is it? The word is like, there is ruin in the transformation. Please watch Eat, Pray, Love. It is like one of the best things you'll ever do. I honestly love Eat, Pray, Love. Let yourself be a hot fucking mess for a few days and be, how you go on a couch eating ice cream. Don't do that all the time, because it's not going to support you. But get your sexy ass up and do some steps. Drink your water. Eat some fucking healthy food. Get yourself on a challenge. Start yourself with the hobbies. Like, I'm fucking loving Muay Thai. It is one of the best things I've ever done. I've only done like the last probably 6 weeks, not even, in Muay Thai. And it's been one of the best things I've done all year. When you're allowing yourself to have that re-experience phase, you'll start to feel your mojo come back. You'll start to feel yourself with happiness and opportunities and flow, and you'll feel an abundance. People will be magnetized to you. I have so many people message me on Instagram and stuff being like, girl, I don't know what you're doing, but like, what have you done? And it's like the most liberating thing, because I'm like, fuck, I've built this to be me. So this is the re-experience phase. I also want you to know the standards that you bring can be the standards you demand. full fucking blank. The standard you bring, you can demand them in return. You can. If you know what you're bringing to the table, to this buffet, why can't you have a standard of what they bring? Like, I just have such a high level of standards now because I treat myself with fucking respect, love, and yumminess. It's like my friends. Like, why would I settle now? And that's when you go through the phase properly, like quote unquote properly, you will have so much of invigoration and life force and creative energy and excitement for what you're going to create. You're not focusing on what is gone. You're not focusing the fucking past. You're too excited for the future. You're too excited now. Like, focus on what you're experiencing right now and what you're moving towards. Like, the reason why I quote unquote got over the relationship so quickly is because I knew it was done, and when things are done, I'm fucking done with them. See you later. Bye-bye. If it was meant to work a different way, it would have. It didn't. And I'm not going to fucking keep crying over it. Like, I love that person. He's a great person. I loved the relationship. It was amazing. I had the best time of my life. And why would I keep living in the past? I'm not there anymore. Like, it just doesn't make sense to my brain. But it doesn't make sense to my brain because I've done the work to get out of that phase, right? Don't judge and shame and guilt yourself if you're there. Allow that pattern to teach you. Like, what are these things teaching you? What is it showing you? What is it giving you an opportunity to love? Like, I literally did an Instagram story about this the other day around, like, everything is you pushed out. And if you get triggered of someone, that means you get to love that within yourself. And it's the most liberating thing. And then the other part of re-experiencing life is you get to pick a partner from conscious awareness, not unconscious default. Oh, girl, she went there. You get to consciously pick a partner, not unconsciously pick a partner from default, because you've done the fucking work. You've shifted the reality. You've worked on yourself. You've released the patterns. You've rebuilt yourself, and now you're re-experiencing life. So you can consciously pick a partner so you don't unconsciously go to default. Meaning default of patterns, default of attributes, default of types, default of behaviors, default of, excusing behavior. No. I tell you how you treat me, and if you treat me differently, I'm out. Bye. Straight up. You teach people how to treat you. That's the truth. And if you can't teach people, you need to learn, because people will see you as a doormat and keep fucking walking over you. This is coming from someone specific, because girl, she is getting hot. Okay? You got to learn how to teach people how to treat you. If you want a podcast episode about that, let me know, because I have hit a new motherfucking level of my boundaries and my standards and my respect and what I demand from connections. And if that person can't stand to the plate, bye-bye, you're standing in someone else's way. Like, literally, I believe that to my core. Like, I believe I'm such the prize, and you are lucky. Just like I'm lucky to be a part of your life. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just one-sided. It's not like I'm God and you look on me. No, I am God, but so are you. There's this equality that comes through in a relationship now when you actually go through the levels of releasing, rebuilding, and reinvesting into yourself and re-experiencing life. Because the thing that I see in relationships for me now is, if you don't fucking make my life better, you're out. Straight up. Like, if you don't make it better, bye-bye. Do not let the door hit you on the way out, because it will, because you're leaving. Literally. I don't know where all this savage energy has come from, guys, but girl, I'm a fucking savage at the moment. Like, I have no idea where this has started, but like, it's just been in me for years, and I'm over not being a savage. Like, I know that sounds rogue, but like, I am a savage by heart. Okay, I'm so open, I'm so vulnerable, I'm loving, I'm caring, I'm honest, I'm open, I am authentic, but I'm a fucking savage, right? And I was so scared to be a savage until this fucking hit me so hard. The less that I'm a savage, the less that people win. What I mean by that, the more I'm trying to contort myself and my magic, the less people actually evolve, and I'm not doing that to other people. It's so crazy, right? So that is the re-experiencing for the so now you're broken up with, okay? If you have any questions, comments, queries, I would absolutely love to support you in going deeper with this journey. Go to the links in my bio. There's all of my social handles. Message me any epiphanies and takeaways. I would love to hear this. And if you are going through a breakup and you have specific questions, feel free to message me, because I'd actually love to make more podcasts about it, because I realize how many people are going through breakups that don't know how to get through them, that are unsure with what steps to take next. And I'm getting so much traction from these podcasts about talking about breakups and real life stuff. I love talking about business and psychology and, human behavior and businesses and psychic development. But like, this stuff is affected to everyone. Everyone, majority of the time, goes through a breakup or some kind of grief or some kind of breakup, even if it's in a friend relationship, okay? This podcast episode was more of a niched into a personal relationship, not a friendship. But that is all for tonight. Let me know. I would love to hear about it. If you love this podcast, please rate it 5 stars, give it a review. I would love that. And I cannot wait to see you next week. I hope you enjoy this one, because honestly, I had so much fun reading, so much fun channeling it, so much fun doing it. And I just feel so honored that I get to share my experience that has really supported my growth and evolution through the last, 6-7 months. And I know this work is just so powerful. So enjoy. I can't wait to chat to you soon. Thank you for being part of the Vortex Experience. And please share it with a friend if you feel like they need some support through a breakup, because I'd love to do that for them. Bye.